PAL web access control system. This is a very simple system to use. That was our goal with this, is to give you a system that's going to be reliable and work, that's very easy to access for you as the administrator of this system, and that just gives you what you need and really doesn't bog you down with a bunch of stuff that's just going to get in your way and confuse you. So the great thing about this PAL access control system is that first and foremost, it's web-based access control. So you can go and access the web portal to make changes, to add users, to run a report and a log to see who's coming and going, all through the web portal from any computer that you have internet access, or from any phone or tablet that has internet access. That's the first really good thing about this. There's no software to load. You can access and manage the system from anywhere. So the way you're going to do that is by going to this website that I've got listed here, www.pal-es.com, pal-es.com, and it's going to bring you to this home page. You're going to come up here in the top right hand corner and click on Web Interface Login. And then once you get to this screen, you're going to click on 3G/4G Bluetooth LPR systems. This is going to be the login screen for your access control system. And if you want, you can bookmark this page, which is portal.pal-es.com. So you can come straight to this screen every time. Again, you can access this on your phone, tablet, or any computer that has internet access. You're going to go ahead and type in your login, which you will receive once the system is installed. And when you log in, this is going to take you to your dashboard. Your dashboard, whoops, I typed in my wrong account information here. When you log in, it's going to take you to your dashboard. Your dashboard is going to be a quick glimpse of what's going on with your system, basically the health of your system. You can see it's going to show you a number of devices. Devices is basically going to be the amount of doors that you have on your system. So if you had one door on your system, it would say one device, and you always want the amount of devices here that you have to match what's here, the online devices. This means that everything is communicating and working the way that it's supposed to. So that's going to give you a quick view. Over to the left-hand side, you have your dashboard here, which you can click on these three arrows and it's going to expand it. You're going to spend all of your time in this section right here, the devices section, which I'm going to go ahead and click on. Devices, we can also use the term as doors. Devices is going to mean doors. So you will have a list here of all of your doors that are on the PAL access control system. So if you were to have two doors, they would both be listed here, and they're going to be named, which you can see here: Roadshow Demo, Wiegand Test, Turkey Springs. You can see all of the names of your doors that you'll have, and these will be named by your installer to whatever suits you, and you can change these names at any time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick search so I can find the door that I want to work on today. You can see it's like a Google search. You type it in, it's going to pull up any device that has the word that you've typed in here anywhere in it. So I've typed in Wiegand, and I now have Wiegand Test and Wiegand Keypad Test. These are now the two doors that I have access to view because I've narrowed down my search a little bit. And what I'm going to do is it will say your name of your door here. It's going to say front door, main door, front gate, back gate, east door, whatever it is. You'll be able to know which one it is by this title here. I want to work on this Wiegand Test unit, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this, which is just the serial number of the device. And this is going to take me into the settings of this specific door, which I have named Wiegand Test. Again, yours will say something like front door, back door, east door, whatever it may be. I can edit this name at any time by clicking on this edit and then typing in whatever I want here. So I could change this to Wiegand Test New. I'm going to delete that, but I can change any of this information, and there's a map so you can see where it's located. Now the nice thing about this is, like I said, we've made this very simple, so there's not a lot of areas to get lost in. What you're going to want to focus on is three areas here: the log, the users, and the settings. This is where you're going to manage, add users, and set time restriction groups. So let's go ahead and first jump into the log. The log is going to give you the ability to see who, what, and when. Who came, when they came, and where they came. I guess I should say rather than what, but where. And it's going to give you a list as these slots fill up. If someone scans their badge or opens it with their app, it's going to give you all of this information. Currently there's nothing on this device because it's just a demo device. But this will start filling up, and you'll see the user, who it was, whether they were authorized or not, the name of the door that they went to, and the time. You can also click on this arrow and you can get very specific. So if you don't want to go through and search through every single event, you can set specific date and time ranges and doors that you want to see, and you can also export that into an Excel file, a CSV file, which makes it really handy. You can also do a quick search just like I did for the doors, so you'd be able to type in, if I was in here, I could type in my name and it would pull up only the events that applied to Quinn, which is nice. So the log is a very simple way for you to see who's coming and going, and you can export that list. You can see up here it says operation log and audit log. The operation log is a log of who's been coming and going into the doors for your system. The audit log is a log of what administrators have been logging into the software and making changes. So for instance, if you log in one day and you notice something is really weird with the system, the users have been deleted or some users have been added that you didn't authorize, you can come back in and you can see, okay, Quinn logged into this Saturday, March 23rd at 4:49 p.m. You can see that. And it's a really handy way to be able to know exactly what's going on, and that's just done with your audit log. So again, the operation and the audit log. Now, if I come down here to users, this is really where you'll spend most of your time. Users is where you're going to add people and add their credentials and restrict them to time zones. So all I'm going to do, I can import a list from Excel. Here is what I recommend to do first if you have a lot of users to add. So usually when you're first starting up the system, you're going to add numerous users, and then kind of as time goes by, you'll add one or two here or there. So what I recommend is, I would recommend starting with an Excel file. All I would do is click on this export, and export is going to export the file that PAL needs to see, the file type in Excel, to your Excel, and it will open up with all of the fields that you need, and then you just have to go in and fill those fields in, save that, and click import. That is the easiest way to start when you have to mass enroll people. Go to Excel, export this so it gives you the fields you need, fill in the Excel spreadsheet, save the Excel spreadsheet, and then import it, and it will auto drop all of that information in here. That's how I would start from the start. Now, once you're adding just a couple users at a time or just maintaining the system, the way you're going to do it is click on Add, and you're going to type in their first name and last name for the user. Remote control serial number you don't need to worry about unless you are using our specific PAL transmitters. Wiegand facility code and Wiegand serial number. This is where you're going to put in the 3-digit facility code and the 5-digit serial number for their card, fob, transmitter, whatever it may be. You can leave facility code blank. If you leave it blank, it's going to ignore the facility code, so we don't care about it. But you do need to fill in the 5-digit serial number, which I'll just say is 12345 because that's the number that's on my access card. And then I can restrict this person to a time group. So I'm just going to put first group, and I'll show you where we find that here in just a minute. But the time group is going to say Quinn Coford with this Wiegand device, 12345, which is my card, is only allowed in a specific door at a specific time or specific times. And that's where you're going to set that time group, is right here. And I'll show you how we set those time groups in here in a minute. But this is how you apply them. So now Quinn is restricted. An important note and something that's very unique about this system is if you give a time group to a user, so Quinn is part of this time group, that means Quinn can only access certain doors at certain times. This will also apply to not only my physical card, fob, transmitter, or credential, whatever it may be, but also to my app. So if you give the ability for this user to control certain doors through the app, their app will be restricted to the same time schedules and rules as their credentials are, which is set here. And that's a really, really nice feature that gives you the ability to really be able to restrict it and do a lot of things. Okay, so that will apply to their physical credential as well as their app. Now, if you click admin right here, which I've just done, this now makes it so that Quinn Coford, the user, is an administrator and can log in and make changes through the app. So the app, there's two functions to it. The function of just an end user, which can just open gates or doors. And then if you click admin, now this user is an administrator and can make changes and add users and view reports in their app. Most people will not get this. They're just going to be a standard user. Okay. Dial to open gives you the ability that if you want, you can give out the phone number to this device, and if they dial that phone number, it will trigger the relay and open the gate or door, whatever it's connected to. Most people aren't going to use this because we have the app. Now, to give access to the app, the way I've set Quinn Coford up right now, he does not have access to the app. The only way he can access that door is by scanning this fob at the reader. If you want to give Quinn Coford the ability to trigger the door or gate, whatever the device is connected to through the app, you simply put in their cell phone number. Okay? I've put in my cell phone number, and now I can download the app, the phone app, which is called Palgate, P-A-L-G-A-T-E. Again, Palgate, P-A-L-G-A-T-E. And I can use this phone number, and now the app will say, yep, that person's been set up in the software. And what they will see in the app are the list of doors that they're able to open that you've given them access to. So for right now, we're only giving Quinn Coford access to one door. That's it. He has access to what we've called the Wiegand test door through his credential, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the app because we put his phone number in there. Now, what Quinn has to do as the end user is download the Palgate app. It's going to ask him for his first name, last name, phone number. He's going to put that in. It's going to check with the database here. It says, yes, he has been given access through the phone. And then he is going to be restricted to open the door with either his credential or his app during the time group first. So that's how you're going to do it. And then you would just click finish. If you don't put a phone number here, which you don't have to, then you can go ahead and then this person will not have access to the app. Even if they download it, they won't be able to get the app because you didn't give them a phone number. You click finish. Now Quinn Coford is saved, and that's what you're going to do to add any users into the system. Now, we are adding the feature where any changes you make to one device will push to any other devices that you have on your access system. But right now we don't have that. We don't have that ability. It's coming very, very soon. So what I recommend now is if you're adding 1 or 2 people, I just add it here and then jump into the other device and add that there as well. But you can also, if it's a lot of changes you're making, you can make the changes in one device, export the database, and then go to your other device and import it. So it's very quick. Again, we're adding the ability to make just quick changes to every single device on your system or every single door. But right now, you can do it one by one or just export and import into another device. And if you have more questions on that, you can call us and please ask, and we'll show you how to do it. It's really simple. And the nice thing is we can see your system and we don't have to get intrusive by logging into your computer. We can look at our back-end system and help you from there. Okay, so that's the users. The last thing is the settings. Settings is where we're going to set those time groups that we just talked about. So we use the time group first for Quinn to restrict his access to doors. I can come to time groups. I'm going to add a new group, and I'm just going to call this employee. A start and end date would mean it only works from that start date till the end date, so they're restricted to date times. If you leave this blank, it's going to be forever, and then you can restrict them to time. So I'm going to say I only want the employee group to be from 9 a.m. to 11. Okay, 11 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So they will only be able to access this device during those times, both with their credential and their app. Now I'm going to add and say, Saturday and Sunday, things are a little bit different. We let them in from 11, well, we'll say noon. We let them in from noon until 5. Going the wrong way here. We let them in from noon until 6 on Saturday and Sunday. And now I'd be able to save this. And now I could go back to my user Quinn, which I didn't add, but I could go back to the user and you'll see that group employee would now show up. And now that person is restricted to the employee settings that we've just made here. And you could add as many time groups as you want to a device. Okay, so we go ahead and delete that. So that's time groups, and you're able to restrict date and time, and again, everything is tracked so you can see who's coming and going. One of the nice things I didn't mention in the log is you can specifically see if Quinn Coford is able to open it with his card or fob, his card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I scan it, it shows a picture that indicates that was a physical credential. If I open it with my app, it shows a picture that shows I opened it with my app, so you can differentiate what Quinn's doing, phone or credential. Now, the only other thing that you'll really be using here is timer events. Timer events is automatic unlock and locks schedules for this door. So I want this door to automatically unlock by clicking edit. I want it to automatically unlock at 10 and automatically lock again at noon. And I want it to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I've saved that, and I could add another time where I want it then to unlock on a different time. We'll say 8 to 10 on Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to unlock at 8, lock at 10 on Saturday and Sunday, and it's going to unlock at 9, lock at noon on Monday through Friday. And you can do this as many times as you want. So again, that's really, really nice feature where you can set automatic lock and unlock. Now, another really nice thing to note is if you are an administrator, if I set you up as an administrator when you're setting up a user, the administrator through the app can hold a door open. You can only do it if you're an administrator. An end user can only push the button and the door is going to only unlock for the certain set time that the installer set. Usually that's going to be between 5 and 10 seconds, and then that door is going to automatically lock again. As an administrator through the app, you have the ability to what we call latch or hold open the door. So you can push the button on your app and that door is going to hold open. And it's going to tell you in here if that door is open or not. And it's going to alert you if that door is open or not as well. So you're able to quickly see what's going on with the system. Okay, but you can do that as an administrator. So again, this is a very quick tutorial on how to use this. But what we've done is kept it very simple. You're able to add people, restrict their access rights, and see who's coming and going. This is all part of the PAL system, and I can tell you every feature that we roll out will be automatically implemented into your software because it's cloud-based. So as soon as we have the ability to program numerous devices at one time, that will be added automatically, and we'll send out a little blip to let you know that's happening. But these updates come rapidly, so this is an ever-evolving system and a really reliable, good system. So please let us know any questions you have. That is the tutorial for the PAL Gate system. Thank you.